Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And before you continue watching this channel, please subscribe to my channel. We have a target of getting to 1,000 subscribers in the next 30 days. And for those watching this video, please give the video a thumb up so that your colleagues can also watch this video. So today I'll do a question on portfolio management. And this is a question for April 2024 mock. So part A of this question is the portfolio management, while part B of the question is the project evaluation. So I'll start with part A. I'll read the question. The data in the table below has been collected by John Akoth to appraise the performance of 4 asset management firms. So we have the return, we have the beta, we have the standard deviation. So we have Fund 1, Fund 2, Fund 3, and Fund 4. Then you have the market index. Then required, if the risk-free rate return for the relevant period is 3%, calculate the following. So let me just note the risk-free rate. So I just note it and I just write 3%. Yeah, the saying for number 1 is ex post alpha ratio. So I'll go straight to the question. So the ex post alpha ratio is the Jensen alpha. Yeah, ex post alpha ratio is the same as the Jensen alpha. So I'll do the formula. So the formula is always the return on portfolio minus, then the bracket, yeah, sorry for that. So let us continue. So the formula for ex post alpha ratio is the return on portfolio minus the risk-free rate. So I'll put a bracket, and it's minus the risk-free rate, yeah, RF, plus the beta of the portfolio. So we'll have plus the beta of the portfolio times, then we have another bracket, times bracket, return on the market minus the risk-free rate. Risk-free rate. So that's the formula for ex post alpha ratio, which is the same as the Jensen alpha. So I'll work it out here. So I'll do for Fund 1 up to Fund 4. So let me just select this. And let me see if I can drag. Yeah, so it'll give me Fund 1 up to Fund 4. Yeah, so I'll start with Fund 1. So I'll start with the return of the portfolio. So for Fund 1, the return is 6.45%. So I'll pick this. Then I'll subtract, and I'll put a bracket. The risk-free rate of return. So the risk-free rate of return is this. So I just select it. Then I'll add to BP, which is the beta of the portfolio. So the beta of this portfolio, Fund 1, is this. So I'll pick it. Then I'll put a bracket. Then, sorry, I'll have to multiply. Sorry, shift, then multiply by bracket, return on the market. Yeah, so the return, the market of fund. Yeah, the return on the market is 7.6. So I'll just multiply by that. Then I'll subtract the risk-free rate of return. So I'll subtract this. Then I'll close the bracket. So because I don't want to work this all through, I go to Fund 2, Fund 3, and Fund 4. Because this paper, I told you it's all about time. So I want to lock. Yeah, I want to lock so that when I drag, it will give me the other values for Fund 4. It's easier that way. So this is what I will do. So for fund one, we have the return on portfolio. So the return on portfolio is here. So all the returns for portfolio, even for fund two, are along this row. Yeah? Row 5. So I'll lock only row 5 here. So I'll lock it with a dollar sign. Yeah. So I'll only lock row 5. Yeah. So I'll go to risk-free rate. Yeah. So the risk-free rate is constant. Huh? The risk-free rate is constant. This one. So I'll lock it completely. Yeah, because it doesn't change. Yeah, it's constant all through. So I'll lock it with an F4. Sorry, let me see. So I'll lock it with an F4. Yeah. Yeah. So once I've locked with an F4, then I'll go to the other item, which is the beta of the portfolio. So the beta occupies row 6. You can see. Yeah, row 6. So I'll only lock row 6. So I'll put a dollar sign between B and 6 in this case. So I'll just put a dollar sign, meaning I've only locked this row. Yeah. Yeah, I've only locked that row. Yeah, so I'll go to the other one, which is the return on the market. The return on the market is also constant. Yeah, it's constant all through for all this. Yeah, so I'll lock it also completely. I'll lock it with F4. Let me undo. Yeah, so I'll just drag this and I lock it with the F4. It's locking. Let me undo. Yeah, so I'll lock it with an F4. Then I'll subtract the risk-free rate. So when I subtract the risk-free rate, I'll also lock this completely. Yeah, because it's constant. It's constant. So I'll just lock it with an F4. That way. Then I just say enter. So when I enter, just say, okay, do you want to accept this correction? Yeah, it's okay. Because they have introduced the brace bracket. So I just say, okay, say yes. Yeah. So I'll have this and I'll change, I'll go to home and change this into general. Yeah, let me just put this into general. Yeah, no specific. Yeah, so that's my fund one exposed alpha ratio. So I just drag all the way to fund 4. And when you click fund 4, you'll see the values. It will multiply automatically. Yeah, it will multiply automatically. Yeah, so these are the values that we have for fund 1, R2, fund 4. Those are the exposed alpha ratio. So I'll go to the next one, which is the Treynor measure. And the formula for the Treynor measure is the return on the portfolio. So I'll put a bracket, return on the portfolio minus risk-free rate of return. So RF, then I'll put a bracket. Then you divide all this by the beta of the portfolio. So I'll put beta the portfolio. Yeah, so once you know the formula, then you just go to calculation. So I just copy and say equals to, I'll open the bracket. Then I start with the risk, the return of the portfolio. So for fund 1, the same way. So the return on the portfolio will be this. Yeah, then I'll subtract the risk-free rate, which is this. Yeah, so it's constant all through. So I'll lock it also. I'll lock the risk-free rate. Then I'll also lock the column for the return on, the row for the return on portfolio. Yeah, return on portfolio. So I'll lock that column. Yeah, sorry, row. Yeah, then I'll put a bracket. Then I'll divide by the beta of the portfolio. So these are the beta of the portfolio. So I'll divide the beta of the portfolio, in this case is this. Yeah, and as you can see also the beta, they are within a row. So I'll lock only 6. Yeah. So I'll put a dollar sign between B and 6. So I'll lock this so that I can save on time. So that when I drag, the other values will be there automatically. So I just say that, then I enter. So when I enter, that's the value. So when I drag all the way to fund 4, it will copy everything. Yeah, it will copy everything along that line. So I'll go to the next item, and that's Sharpe ratio. And the formula for the Sharpe ratio is the return. So just say it's equals to the return. So I'll put a bracket. So just say return portfolio minus risk-free rate. Risk-free rate of return. Then I'll divide this by the standard deviation of the portfolio. Yeah, then I'll divide this with the standard deviation of the portfolio. So I'll put D as standard deviation. Yeah, so I'll come here again and do the same thing. So return of the portfolio, I just come and put a bracket, then I go and pick this. Then I'll lock column 5. Yeah, lock it. Then I'll subtract the risk-free rate of return. So I'll pick this and I'll lock it completely with an F4. Then I'll divide all of this with the standard deviation of the portfolio. Yeah, these are the standard deviations. So I'll pick this. Yeah, for fund 1, it is this. Yeah, but you can see it's within row 7. So I'll create a dollar sign between B and 7. So I'll lock row 7. By this, I'm locking row 7. Yeah. Then with that, you just enter. Yeah. So once you enter, let me change this into general. Yeah. So once you enter, I'll just drag up to 4. And you can see the Sharpe ratio. Yeah, the values will change automatically. Once you know how to lock, you will get this paper to be easy. Get it to be easy. So I'll go to the M2, which is the Modiglian measure. Yeah, that's the M2 Modiglian measure. So the formula for the Modiglian measure will be, let me see if I can put it here. So it will be equals to risk-free rate of return, which is RF, plus, then we put the bracket, return of the portfolio minus risk-free rate of return. Then you also have a bracket. Then you multiply this by bracket, the standard deviation of the market. So I'll use D for standard deviation of the market. You multiply by bracket standard deviation of the market. Then you divide by the standard deviation of the portfolio. Standard deviation. I don't know why this is changing. I want it to be in small letters. Standard deviation, then caps of the market. Then you divide by standard deviation, standard deviation of the portfolio. Yeah, standard deviation of the portfolio. Yeah, it's changing, but that's how you do it. Yeah? That's the formula. Yeah, so with that, I'll now go to, let me extend this a little bit. So I'll repeat this here. Let me just extend the cell so that you can see it clearly on your side. So the formula is the risk-free rate of return plus, yeah, here now you add, then bracket, the return of the portfolio, RP, minus return, the risk-free rate of return. Then you multiply all of this by standard deviation of the market. You divide by the standard deviation of the portfolio. Yeah, so just mark that formula. So let me extend this. Yeah, let me extend that. So I'm sure you have captured the formula. So I just go to the working. So I'll start with fund one. So I'll start with the risk-free rate of return. So just equals to, then I pick the risk-free rate of return, which is this. It's constant. So I'll lock it completely. Yeah. Then I'll add it, say plus bracket return on portfolio. So my return on portfolio under fund one will be this, but I'll lock the row. So I'll only lock the row. I'll lock the row. Then I'll subtract the risk-free rate of return. So the risk-free rate of return is this. So I'll lock it again completely. Then I'll multiply this by bracket standard deviation of the market. Yeah, so this is the standard deviation of the market here. It's here. Yeah, it's here. So I'll lock it. Also, I'll lock it completely. Yeah, because it's constant all through. Yeah, it's constant all through. Then I'll divide it by standard deviation of the portfolio. So what was the standard deviation of the portfolio? It's this. Yeah, but for this, I'll lock the row for standard deviation. Yeah, because I want to drag. So I'll only lock the row. Yeah. So with that, just enter. So when you enter, yeah, it will give you this provision. Then you just say yes. So when you say yes, let me change this to general. Yeah, do you have the values there? Then you just drag all through. Yeah, the values will change automatically. Yeah, so with that, I'm done with Roman 1 to Roman 4. So here you are just supposed to know the formula and how to work the how to get the values. Yeah, once you know the formula, you are good to go. So I'll go to part 5. Rank the funds using a radar chart and state which one you will select. Yeah, so I'll have to introduce a radar chart. Yeah, so this is what I'm going to do. So this is what I will do. So I think I'll have to do it here. Let me do it somewhere here. Yeah, here. So I'll have the funds. Yeah. So you pick, just copy. Yeah, then let me see if I can drag this. Sorry. It's in. So I just have fund 1. Then I copy fund 2. Then you go to fund 3. Then you go to fund 4. Yeah, so once you have that, now I'll have the performance this other side. Yeah, the performance. So I'll have the ratios this other side. So we'll have the ex-post ratio. So here, yeah, I'll start with the ex-post alpha ratio. There. Then the next one will be Treynor measure. Sorry, I don't want it to copy with that. So let me just write Treynor. Let me just undo this. So let me say ex-post ratio. Yeah, I want to create a radar chart, and I'll show you how to create it. So the next item will be Treynor. Yeah, then the next item will be Sharpe ratio. Then lastly, we'll have the M2. Yeah, so this is what I will do. I look at the ratio under fund 1. What was the ex-post ratio? So the ex-post ratio was this one. Yeah, so fund 2 was this. Fund 3 It was this one. Fund 4, lastly, with this. Then the Treynor measure, you just copy. Fund 1 was this. Fund 2 was this. Fund 3 was this. Fund 4 was this. So Sharpe ratio the same will be this. Then fund 2 is this one. Then fund 3 is that. Then fund 4 will be that. Then lastly, we have M2. Fund 1 will be this. Fund 2 will be this. Fund 3 this one. Then fund 4 lastly will be that. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, so now that we have this information, now we'll be able to create a radar chart, because the question was rank the funds using a radar chart and which one will you select. So we'll rank it first. Yeah, so we'll rank it first. So just come here, just select, sorry. Don't know, it's selecting let me see. No, it's selecting even that other side. So let me see if I can copy. Let me see if I can copy this. Let me copy, Control C, and let me place this data here. And no, don't know, it's not copy. Let me just undo all this. Let me undo this so that I can work it down here, because I can see that. So let me start with fund 1. Then we'll have fund 2. Fund 3. Yeah, I'm just copying it once again because the other one was copying even this other side. Yeah, when I highlighted. So we'll have fund 3. Then we have fund 4. So I'll go here and start with the exposed alpha ratio. So I just say exposed to avoid writing everything. And the next one is Treynor measure. I just say Treynor. Then Sharpe. Then we have M2. So I'll start with fund 1. Fund 1, the exposed ratio was this one. And fund 2, the exposed ratio was this. And fund 3 is here. And fund 4 is here. So I'll do the same to Treynor. I'm just copying. I'm just copying. So then so I'll go to Sharpe. Do the same. It's this. Then the next one is that. Then the next item is that. Then the next item here is this. I've lost this data, but from this I can just drag. Yeah, and I'll recover the data. So I'll just come here again. Say equals to this. Then for fund 2 it was this. Fund 3, that. For fund 4, lastly, that. Yeah, so with that now, let me create, you will highlight this by creating the radar chart. So you just come to insert after you have highlighted. Then you come here. Yeah, you come here. You will see an icon says insert waterfall, funnel, stock, surface, or radar chart. So I'll click this. Yeah, and yeah, you can see this waterfall panel. Then I have radar. So these are the radar. Yeah, so I'll pick one here. Let me see. Should I pick this field radar? Yeah, so let me choose that. Yeah, so I'll pick this. When you select, you'll have the radar chart. Yeah, you'll have the radar chart. And let me just give it the title. So just write a radar chart. Yeah. Yeah, so once you have it, I'll just drag it. I'll place it somewhere here so that you can see it clearly. Yeah, so the radar chart is it's clear. It's clear now. You can see that we have M2, we have Expost, we have Treynor, we have Sharpe. And you can see from the center, we have zero, negative 0.5, 0, 0.5, 1, 1.5, all the way to 2. So they're saying that rank the funds using a radar chart, which I've done now. Yeah, you can see fund 1 is represented by blue. Fund 2 is, I think it's orange. Fund 3, gray. Fund 4 looks like yellow. Yeah, so the information is here. Yeah, the information is here. So they're saying and set which one you would select. Yeah, so I'll check. Yeah, and I can see the one which is far from the middle. I'll go with the I'll go with yeah, I'll go with the Sharpe. I'll go with the Sharpe. I'll go with the Sharpe. Yeah, so I'll choose the Sharpe model. But what they talk about the models or the funds, So let me see the funds. Yeah, the funds. Sorry, it was on the funds. Yeah, so I'll pick fund 4. Yeah, fund 4. Yeah, I'll pick fund 4. Reason being that it's away from the middle of the radar chart. Yeah, so that's how you do the analysis. And with that, you are done with this question. We're done with this question. So I'll go to part B. I'll go to part B. So I'll read the question for part B, and it reads, the following information has been provided to you as the Chief Financial Analyst for analysis. We have here all the way to cash flow annual, cash flow cumulative. Then required, compute the net present value NPV of the capital investment at 10%, 15%, and 20% interest rate. Yeah, so this is the weighted average cost of capital. So I'll start with the one under Roman 1 at 10%. So I just write 10%. Then we'll also have 15%. Then we'll also have 20%. Yeah, so I'll do the NPV. Yeah, so you just come and say NPV equals to, yeah, then the rate here is 10%. Yeah, so say comma. Then I'll select the values. Yeah, so I'll use the cash flow for the annual. So I'll start from, assume that year 1 is the year of investment. Yeah, but as you can see, they are very categorical that yeah, we assume that year 1 is the year of initial capital. As you can see, the capital investment was invested at year 1. So I'll select from year 2. So I'll pick this all through. Then I'll lock this. Then I'll add back the initial. Yeah, I'll add back the initial. then I enter. So let me expand this. Let me expand this. Yeah. So the values will be 39,318 as the NPV. So it has a positive NPV. So let me see. Let me see what I can do. Because the only thing that will change here is the rate. So the percentage, I'll just lock the row so that I can drag. Yeah, I'll only lock that row. Let's say enter. So once I lock that, I'll just drag and I'll get these other values automatically because nothing changes. Yeah, so those are the values under 10%, 15%, and 20%. Yeah. So I'll go to the second part, compute the internal rate of return, IRR, and payback period. So I assume even the internal rate of return, we are going to compute, and payback period. So we are going to compute, I assume that we compute them under this percentage. I'll go to IRR, say IRR equals to IRR. And IRR, we said we select everything, the values. Yeah, just select the values the way they are. Yeah, so there's no percentage being used. So, so just come here and select everything. Then you enter. So you'll have 24%. Yeah, you'll have 24%. Yeah, so that's the internal rate of return. So I'll go to payback period. Payback period. So my payback period will be, the formula. Use the formula. So I'll use the if, okay? The logical if. Okay? So I'll analyze and say equals to if then and. Yeah, I'll introduce the and. So I'll take the cumulative cash flow for the first year. Cumulative, for the first year. So it should be less than 0. So this one should be less than. So you just shift and look at the less than. Yeah, so less than 0. Then I'll put a comma. Then I compare now with the for the second year. Yeah, for the next year. For the next year. So I'll pick this. Then now this is greater than, should be greater than 0. That's the analysis. That's the logic. Huh? Yeah, greater than 0. Yeah, then we close the bracket. Then I'll put a comma. Then I'll choose the period. Yeah, in this case, my period will be year 1. Then after that, I'll add the ABS. Yeah, so once I've added the ABS, yeah, so I'll pick this, the cumulative for the first year. Then I'll divide by the first year cash flow. Yeah, the annual cash flows. I will divide by that. Then I'll put the bracket. Then I enter. Yeah, so it will give me a false impression. So this is what I will do. I will drag. Yeah, and you can see at this point, it's giving me 4.14. So that's my payment payback period will be 4.14 years. Yeah, so you can drag it all through, and you will realize that these other ones will give you false. So where you get the value is whereby that's now the payback period. So just come here and say payback period. And it's easier that way. Yeah, once you have mastered the formula for the payback period, it's easy. Yeah, you will do any question without much problem. Yeah, so it will be 4.13. Yeah, so that's my payback period. And that's my payback period. That's my payback period. So Roman 3, which is the last one, generate a combo chart displaying the cash flow annual and cash flow cumulative. Yeah, so this is what I will do. I'll come here and I'll start with the year. So I'll write there year, then I'll come to annual. Then I'll come to cumulative. Yeah, these are the cash flows. So I'll come to here. It was from year 1 to year 6. So I just say 1, then I just go to series and I fill. I told you the secret is to know the shortcuts. So the series, then it's a column, and I'll stop at 6. My stop value will be 6. Yeah, so I'll let me just highlight this bold so that you can see it clearly on your side. Let me bold that. Yeah, so these are the years. So these are the annual cash flows. So annual cash flow for year 1. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, so I'll just pick it. Then for year 2, yeah, because they're in columns, I can't drag. Yeah, so I just pick them manually. Then I'll go to the 3rd year. Then I'll go to the 4th year. Go to the 4th year. I'll go to the 5th year. The 6th year, sorry. Yeah, that's it. Then I'll go to cumulative now. Start with that. Then I'll go to this. Yeah, then the next one is this. Then I'll also go to this. Then this. Then finally this. This. Yeah, so there's something I didn't tell you about the payback period. You can see the payback period was 4.1. So mostly when you are doing payback period, then once you have accumulated the cash flows, you look at the area where now the cumulative cash flow change into positive. As you can see here, it changes between 4 and 5 years. So it means that the payback period lies between 4 and 5. And that's why we have 4.144. Yeah, so you can be able to judge whether you are right by checking the cumulative cash flows. Yeah, I forgot to explain that. Yeah, so let us go back to the combo chart. Yeah, so the combo chart is just a combination of columns. So this is what we'll do. I'll just highlight because now I have the values. So I highlight this. Then I'll just go to insert. Yeah, the normal way. Then I go to recommended. Yeah, then this now you go to all charts because I want a combo. Yeah, so all charts you can see down here. Down here we have the combo. Yeah, so I'll select the combo chart. Yeah, then there's clustered column. I can choose from any. I can choose this. I can choose this. I can choose, but let me choose this. Can as well choose this. I can as well choose this, but let me go with this second one. Then I just say okay. Yeah, so when you say okay, the combo chart will appear. So I'll just drag it. Let me drag it here so that you can see it clearly. Yeah, so this is my so I'll just change the chart title and write. Yeah, I just say annual and cumulative cash flow. Yeah, so that's with the chart title. So you can see my combo chart. So it's displaying, you can see the years are in blue, then you have annual, then you have cumulative in gray. Yeah, so you can analyze, you can see the trend. You can see the trend, and you can have the combo chart means that you have two Y columns. Yeah, you have two Y columns, both on this side. That's what the meaning of combo. You're combining, you're combining two Y columns. Yeah, so that's how you are supposed to do that question. And without much ado, let me end it there. And I think I've explained it. Yeah, so all the best in your coming exams. Thank you.